Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience. My name is Earl Cole, and tonight you landed on the mothership. It's the mothership. It's the motherload. It's Wrestling Experience. It's Thursday, and that could only mean one thing. It's time to get in this ring for the Wrestling Experience. Tonight, we're going to discuss Dynamite, Grand Slam. We got an entertainment level to do. Then I'm going to give you a story about Mr. McMahon. I have a story about the Viking Raiders, and and we're also going to discuss something big that took place this afternoon that hasn't happened in 27 years. So we're going to talk about all of that and so much more here tonight on the Wrestling Experience, which is presented by our good friends at the Hardcore Sports.
Taking shots at the enemy, I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the new song.
All right, and welcome back to the Wrestling Experience. And tonight, Daniel Berry Sports. How you doing tonight? How's it going, Daniel? How's it going? You're such a loyal soldier. Thank you so much for popping in to the Wrestling Experience. So, if you all didn't hear the announcement, Mr. McMahon's documentary is getting on board, and getting on board it is, and it's on Netflix now. It debuted on Netflix, and if you haven't heard, it's 6 episodes of this documentary. Shout out to Mishkowski who gave me the information. And okay, so the episodes are not the first installments are not that long, but the tail end of this documentary will be an hour long. So if you're in for it once you start watching it. It doesn't paint Mr. McMahon well. It just doesn't. Now, I've covered this McMahon stuff on the Wrestling Experience. I brought it all out to you. When Sarah was here, when Sarah was my co-pilot, my co-host, she can attest to this. We brought it out. We read text messages. We brought in the whole gambit. We brought it all for you. So, Grant, who is part of this lawsuit against WWE, lawyer spoke out after the release of Mr. McMahon's documentary. And Janelle Grant's attorney, Ann Callis, says, had issued a statement about the documentary, and in which she calls the series out glossing over glossing over the serious allegations against Vince McMahon, she said, while the docuseries puts McMahon's obsession with power and control on full display, it only scratches the surface of his criminal behavior. Criminal behavior, excuse me. And it fails to tell the full story of his abuse, sexual assault, and human trafficking of Miss Grant. She deserves an opportunity to tell her story on her own time and in her own way. We look forward to the day in court to seeing Mr. McMahon at least accountable for his actions. So, Mr. McMahon Mr. McMahon is this story is not going away. This Janelle Grant story is not going away. In the docu series, they talk about everything from soup to nuts. From Mr. McMahon screwing Bret Hart and everything else, and Owen Hart and everything else. It showed Mr. McMahon in a light that again, like I said, anything that Mr. McMahon did, anything that he did is overshadowed by what he has done with women behind the scenes from the 80s to now. Mr. McMahon has a very serious issue problem. And the WWE didn't want to deal with that. They told him to resign. He had to resign. There was no wiggle room around that. So Mr. McMahon had to resign. He had to resign here. And Janelle Grant's attorney, I didn't see the docuseries. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't laid my eyes on it. But she said it overglossed some of the really deep-seated issues that Mr. McMahon has with women and his infatuation with the women and what he wanted to do with them. So again, like I said before, I'll say it again, he has an issue. The man has an issue. And like I said, those text messages were raunchy. The parties he used to host in the background, they were raunchy. Everything he did with a woman wasn't professional at all. It was very raunchy. Just look at the bookings he did for women in wrestling. Just look at them. Very raunchy, perverted individual. And that's the best words I can describe Mr. McMahon. Now, if you think differently than I do, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to trample on your thought process. I'm not going to do that. But you watch the documentary yourself and make your own conclusions. That's like I'm going to this weekend. I'm going to watch the docuseries. I want to see it for myself. I have Netflix, and I'm going to look at it myself. Because I guarantee you, what I saw in entertainment tonight, I believe you're not going to believe what you're going to see. And anything that he did, anything that he created or he did that was positive is all in the wash because of what he's accused of behind the scenes with ladies. So that's the story about Janelle Grant. That's the story. That's the story about her attorney and what she had to say. And Mercedes Monet, if you all didn't hear, Mercedes Monet says, and I quote, I'm going to grab a blunt, I'm going to grab some wine, and I'm going to watch some Netflix. That's what Mercedes Monet said about the McMahon documentary. She wants to watch this documentary high. That's what she wants. That's how much respect she has for Mr. McMahon. So we're gonna keep abreast. We're gonna keep up with this story. I guarantee you. And if anything comes off, Anything that pops off here. I'm gonna bring it to you. Um, so give me 1 second, folks. Okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about here in the docket is now, as you all know, the Viking Raiders have been out of action for a while now. And let's just see what's going on here. Grandizer, how's it going tonight, my friend? How's it going? What is Grandizer saying? And Bubba Moon, how do you get the text? You act very good. Yeah, well, that's a good question. I don't know. And then, was she part of P. Diddy Freckle? That is wild. I don't know about that, Grandizer. I'm not sure. And then he says, there's a party. There's not a party like P. Diddy. Okay. And then, there's no party like Earl Cole. Well, yeah, well, thank you very much, Grandizer. I greatly appreciate that. All right. So, on the latest WrestleVotes radio, this is from WrestleVotes Radio, it confirms that the Mystery Fate is Woven video that aired on WWE Raw is for the tag team, which is stated to return soon to WWE, known as the War Raiders. So the Viking Raiders are going to get a new name. They're going to be called the War Raiders, and that's what they're going to be called. Joey Votes says, and I quote, it is the return of the Viking Raiders, but TC can allude to what's special about this, as maybe it won't be the Viking Raiders. So he believes that it may not be the Viking Raiders. That's what he's saying here. He said it may not be the Viking Raiders, but we'll see. So WrestleVote says, yeah, Viking Raiders have gone over a number of name changes over the years, from the NXT to the main roster, the Viking Experience. Then they were called the Viking Raiders. Yeah, so now they're going to be called the War Raiders. And if you all don't know, Ivar was out with a back injury. Eric was sidelined and he underwent neck infusion surgery last November. And yeah, so Eric and Ivar have been on the shelf for a very long time now, for a very long time. But that's the update on the Viking Raiders. And I believe that they're going to return to the WWE very soon as they are healthy and they are medically cleared and they're ready to compete in a WWE ring. Um, I'm sure they'll go down to the performance center and shape up and get ready for in ring shape. Um, while they've been out of action for a while, so that's the story on the Viking Raiders. All right. Um. Okay. If you all didn't hear the major announcement this afternoon from the New Jersey Sports Authority and WWE, I'm going to show it to you right now. SummerSlam is coming to New Jersey. Yes. Here are some results from a search. SummerSlam is coming to New Jersey. Sorry about that. I pushed the wrong button. Um, SummerSlam is going to be held for the first time ever 2 nights. We're going to get the 2 night SummerSlam for the first time ever on Saturday, August 2 and Sunday, August 3rd. So August 2, August 3rd, 2025, SummerSlam is coming to MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Now listen to this. Listen to this. There is a link for you to sign up for pre-sale tickets. By the way, you can sign up, and if you want to go to SummerSlam in New Jersey, next August, I'm going to tell you this much: this is huge because the WWE hasn't touched New York and hasn't given New York a PLE in a vastly long time. I don't remember the last time a PLE took place in New York City. I don't even remember. I don't remember. I know they have brought the Survivor Series to the Barclays Center. I know that they have brought, but they only do WWE TV in New York, and they only do house shows to New York. They only toast New York with a house show. So this is going to be huge. This is going to be huge. As you know, SmackDown is coming to the Barclays Center on Friday night, October the 25th, which I will attend, which I will be in the house for. But this is huge. This is huge. Now listen to me carefully. I want you all to understand something. We haven't at SummerSlam held in the New York, New Jersey area in 27 years. Don't fall off your easy chair. We haven't had SummerSlam here in the New York, New Jersey area in 27 long years. That is criminal. That is a crime. Why did it take 27 years for the WWE to move the needle and give New York SummerSlam? Or even give New York back WrestleMania? But this is huge. This is huge. SummerSlam was born in New York City in Madison Square Garden, as everyone knows, and I've been to several of them when they came back to the Garden. But for 27 years, we've hadn't had a SummerSlam in the New York, New Jersey area. And if you don't think that these seats are going to go goodbye, you got another thing coming. The WWE Universe is going to embrace this event. They are going to embrace it because we don't know when we're ever going to get another PLE again. So after 27 years, SummerSlam returns to New Jersey next summer, August 2nd, August 3rd. Now, I know that I know that SmackDown, the go home show, will either be emanating from either the Barclays Center or Madison Square Garden. One of them is gonna get the one of them is getting the SmackDown go home show. And I'm gonna be here for that as well because there's no way you're gonna miss that. And then of course, what are they gonna do in NXT Heat Wave? Would that come to New York City for the first time? Would NXT come to New York for the first time? Will they book that? Would that be a SummerSlam weekend that we'll never forget? All I know is that SummerSlam will be two nights. Saturday night, August the 2nd, and then Saturday night, August 2nd, and then Sunday, August the 3rd. So you're going to get two nights of SummerSlam, which means that we're probably going to get, probably, not probably what we will. We're probably going to get close to probably 13, 14 matches broken up into two nights. And it's going to be a night that you will never forget. If you've never, ever, ever, ever been to a SummerSlam, you owe yourself to be a part of this extravaganza because you're talking about nearly 80,000 folks that are going to jam and cram MetLife Stadium on two nights of SummerSlam. It's going to be historic. We're the first. City to get SummerSlam two nights. And then next year, the 2026, Minnesota will get SummerSlam two nights. But before we get to Minnesota, we got a speed bump in New York City. This is great. I love this announcement from the WWE today. Mitch called me on the phone. Shout out to Mitch Kowski. He gave me a lot of information today. Gave me a lot of information about the docu-series. He gave me an information about SummerSlam. Mitch is great. If it wasn't for Mitch, I wouldn't be able to go to WrestleMania 40. Mitch called me on the phone and said, Earl, some WrestleMania tickets are on sale. I said, already? And I hopped on it. I hopped on it, and I went in. Mitch is great. He's great. And then don't forget to subscribe to his channel and subscribe to him. He's a great content creator. He's so intelligent and he's so forthright and he's so opinionated. He's great. Mitch is fantastic. So thank you, Mitch, for giving me that announcement about SummerSlam, about WrestleMania, about everything. I greatly appreciate it. Um, like I said, two nights of SummerSlam. Again, I'm going to give you the dates. Sunday, August 2, Saturday night, August 2, and then Sunday, August 3rd. We're going to party like it was 1999 inside MetLife Stadium. We're going to get crunk. It's going to be we're going to crunkify East Rutherford, New Jersey on that Saturday and Sunday night. It's going to be great. I cannot wait to stand there with. I know a lot of people on Facebook that I saw their posts, and they said that they're going. A lot of people said that they're going. They're packing. They're getting ready. They're going. They're doing tailgate. I'm sure there's going to be a tailgate party somewhere. Some people going to bring their friends, their loved ones, their mom, their pa, whoever you got in your family who loves wrestling. Mitch is urged in the East. He knows me. Mitch is plugged in. He knows people. Yes, Grandizer. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Mitch does. He knows a lot of folks. And this is going to be great. This is going to be great. So, like I said before, I'll say it again. The dates for SummerSlam next year will be August 2 and August 3rd. August 2 and August 3rd. And I can't wait to go to both events. I'm going to be going to both nights. No hotel needed. Nothing to book. Nothing to do. Just get the seats. I'm going to get the combo seat like I did WrestleMania. I'm going to get that seat, lock in my location, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Saturday night, August 2, Sunday, August 3rd, and we're gonna have a good time in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And I can't wait to see you in East Rutherford, New Jersey on Saturday night and Sunday for SummerSlam. All right. All right. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite. Dynamite took place last night, and it was absolutely. The show wasn't bad. The show was not horrible. It wasn't terrible. It was great for what it was, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Dynamite, and we're going to talk about that right now. All right. So it took place in Arthur Ashe Stadium. I believe me and Sarah, we both gave it a B. I believe we gave it a B, if I remember correctly. We did give the show a B. I wonder how long it will take to sell out. Well, Grandizer, that's a great question. I don't think it's going to take that long. I don't think it's going to take that long. I think both nights are going to do very well in the ticket sales. When the pre-sale happens, I'm going to tell you some people are going to be hopping on that like I know the floor seats will be the first ones to go. Then you got the camera side. People want to be on camera. So that side will be full. It's gonna go. The seats are gonna be expensive. I'm gonna tell you this right now, folks. TKO is running this, and they are under the WWE umbrella. Get ready to pay a lot for these seats. They're gonna be paying a lot for the seats, but you're gonna be part of history. You're gonna be part of a 2 night event that I don't think we're never gonna forget. The WWE, as always, do things on a grand, special scale for their audience in New York. Scalpers will be all yes, Grandize, of course. Scalpers are going to be all over it, but you know where to get your seats. You know where to get the seats. But like I said, get ready to pay. You're going to pay. You're going to pay paying pretty good for SummerSlam 2 nights. I'm going to tell you that right now. Um, all right. So last night we had AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. Me and Sarah did it. Um, how far is the event from you, Earl? How long? How how long time? What did you say, Grandizer? How far is the event from you, Earl? How long? Long time. Why would it take you to get there? Well, Grandizer, to be honest with you, it's not going to take me long at all. The train now goes to East Rutherford, and it's very convenient and it's very easy to travel to MetLife Stadium. So to get in and out of that stadium, I know it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. The parking lots are going to be packed. There's going to be a lot of people leaving the arena, and it's going to be packed. It's going to be tough. But if you plan accordingly, as I said to people, if you plan accordingly and you get out accordingly, but just before the main event hits the stage, just before the main event hits the stage, if you can get into another location and watch the main event from there, and make sure that by the time you see the finish coming, you get out and you get to your parking lot and get to your car and you get on the train or wherever you got to go back to the city. That's the best advice that I can give you. MetLife is a huge sports complex. There's a mall there. It's enormous. So I've been there several many times for WrestleMania. I've been there twice for WrestleMania. Um, I went there once. I believe I went there once for a concert as well. So yeah, MetLife Stadium complex is enormous. Giants play there. The Jets play there. Every Everybody goes there. There's different entrances to get out. There's different ways to get in and get out of the stadium. So yeah, it won't take me that long, Grandizer. It's not going to take me that long to answer your question. So um, let's talk about Dynamite for a second. Like I said, the show was all right for what it was. I didn't have any issues with it whatsoever. It was good for what it was. Um, Brian Danielson came back last night. He took on Nigel McGuinness. We're going to talk about that match. We're going to talk about everything. So I'm going to give you my entertainment level because we didn't do it last night. I didn't do it last night with Sarah because I wanted to save it for tonight and give it to you right here in the wrestling experience. So, like I said, the match was all right. The only thing, the women's division match, I did not care for it. I didn't care for it at all. The matches have been booked in the library. Me and Sarah were not thrilled with it at all. Sarah was, yeah, we were doing other things while the match was going on. Really nothing to write home about. Jamie Hayter was in the match, and not Jamie Hayter, excuse me, Mariah May and Yuka. were in the match, and again, like I said, the match was. eh, It wasn't much. It really wasn't. It wasn't something that I would sit there and say, "Well, I want to see it again." No, no, I don't want to see it again. Um, so let's just talk about that first match. All right, Mariah May took on Yuka. Yeah, she took on Yuka. I won't say the last name because I don't speak Japanese and I don't want to butcher it. But she took on Yuka. Mariah May took on Yuka. The match, like I said, was no bueno for me. It just wasn't. It just wasn't for me. It really was. The crowd wasn't even into it either. They really wasn't. And on an entertainment level, I'm gonna go below sea level here and give it a one. The match gets a one. I'm sorry, folks, but the match gets a one. It just wasn't. Now, if you liked it, then that's Jim Dandy. That's Jim Dandy. That's fine. But for me, the match was no bueno. It wasn't for me. I'm sorry, it just wasn't for me. The extracurricular activity stuff she does, I'm not gonna call that. It's very cringeworthy. It's uncomfortable. But if you like extracurricular activity, if you like what she does, that's fine. That's fine. That's your opinion. That's fine. I'll respect it. I'm not gonna stomp on your thought process if you liked it. If you like what she does after the match. Um, you don't speak Japanese, but you just spoke Spanish. Give it a shot. I spoke Spanish. What did I say? Oh, when I said no bueno. Oh yeah. Well, Yuka Sasaki, I believe that's the last name, Grandizer. So, but the match, like I said, was a one. The match is a one, and that's the best I can do for that match. Would I want to see it again? Absolutely not. All right. Hook took on Roderick Strong. The match was fine. The match was fantastic. Hook Hook took Roderick Strong to the mat most of the match, and Roderick Strong took Hook to its limit. Hook retained the title, but what happened afterwards was very special. Hook got on the microphone. He thanked everyone in the audience. He thanked his father, Taz, for everything. And then he announced that the FTW title is retired. So the title was officially retired. FTW title has now been retired. AEW does not recognize that belt anyway, and it was Taz's creation, as Hook brilliantly said, in the Elks Lodge, that was created not too far from the stadium where last night's show was. Again, like I said, the match was fine. The match was all right for what it was, and yeah, and Roger Strong shook Hook's hand in a show of sportsmanship. Me and Sarah, we were looking at that, and we didn't know what maybe was a face turn, but then we realized after Hook's announcement that yes, this was the last time that the belt will be displayed on AEW TV, and it was the last time that it will be defended anywhere. So Roderick Strong he shook Hook's hand, and so did the Kingdom, and I think that was a show of respect, and I like that sportsmanship. Because this was Roderick Strong knew that this was going to be the last time he's going to be in the ring fighting for that belt, and he wanted to show respect. And I don't have a problem with that. I think that was really cool. That was a cool moment. All right, the AEW Tag Team titles were up for grabs. It was the Young Bucks versus Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay. And I'm going to tell you this much: last night This match was very overwhelming. It was very overwhelming. And why do I say that? The Young Bucks were selfish in the match. Nicholas and Matthew Jackson were very selfish in the ring last night. They were selfish. Um, even Sarah thought that the match was overwhelming and not they weren't giving an inch in the match, and they were not putting over Will Armstrong and Kyle Fletcher in the match, and that's what me and Sarah felt at that point. We felt that the match was just like they weren't carrying their weight, they weren't doing what they were supposed to, and for heaven's sakes, Matt Jackson, or it was Nicholas, I think it was Matt. Matt Jackson came out with pearls in his hair. He wears pearls around his neck. Now he's wearing pearls in his hair. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave that alone. Yep. I'm not going to get in trouble. Nope. I'm going to leave that alone. I'll keep my thoughts in the treasure chest. Um, so the Bucks retain the title. They retain. Kyle Fletcher was conflicted about using the screwdriver after Don Callis gave him the screwdriver on the arena floor. And Will Ospreay says, no, we're not using that. We're not using that. And he took it out of Kyle Fletcher's hand, and that resulted in the Bucks retaining the title. So that was it. That was it for that. And on an entertainment level, I give the match a 6. The match gets a 6 because the Young Bucks were they didn't help elevate the tag team of Ospreay and Fletcher. They just wanted to be in the ring and show their they wanted to be in the ring and show their prowess. And I don't like all that showboating, hot dogging. If you're going to be in a tag team match, you got to elevate the other team too. You got to give them a piece of the spotlight pie. I don't believe in just hogging the spotlight. And so that's the only reason why I gave the match a 6. All right. Um. All right. We did it. Okay. John Moxley took on Darby. This match was BS. This match was a BS match. This is even Sarah was not happy with this match. She gave up on the match, and so did I. I mean, this match was this was crap. This was crap booking by Tony Khan. Darby Allin busted his behind and getting that number one contendership, only to get it taken away from him by John Moxley, and he still hasn't explained why Marina Shafir is there. Why is Marina Shafir with Moxley and everything? And what is Pac's involvement? Now, last night we were supposed to get a trios match at Grand Slam. They moved that match over to Collision, and we're going to see that. There were several matches that were advertised to be on Dynamite, but what they did was they moved it over to Collision. So we're going to see that on Saturday night because they did take Collision yesterday after Dynamite was concluded. So Moxley wins the match. His cronies come in the ring. They beat down Darby Allin until Danielson comes in the ring, grabs the microphone. He says that him and Moxley will go one-on-one at Wrestle Dream for the AEW title, and that will happen on Saturday night, October the 12th. Saturday night, October 12th, inside the massive Tacoma Dome in Tacoma, Washington. Tickets are still available, by the way, into the Tacoma Dome. It's a 19,000-seat arena. And Moxley and Danielson will be your main event at Wrestle Dream, and they're going to take on each other. And again, like I said, I don't agree with this booking. I don't agree with it at all. Moxley hasn't earned anything to be in this position. And again, like I said, I think it's just total BS that they screwed Darby Allen out of the number one contendership. I think that was not right. That was not good booking. I don't agree with the booking decision. But listen. If you out there, and I'm just this is just my opinion and my opinion only. I am not going to sit here and trample on anyone's thoughts. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, that is totally fine with me. I'm not going to be angry about it. I'm not going to tell you my way is the highway. I'm not telling you none of that. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying it for myself as a fan. I'm not a fan of this booking. I don't like it. I don't like taking away something from somebody that works hard. I don't think that that's the right thing. It's not right. It's not fair. It's not fair that you pull the rug out of somebody that busted their behind like Darby Allen did and getting that number one contendership, and only to have it handed to you by Moxley, who still hasn't explained why Marina Shafir is there. And she was, and let me just get back to Marina Shafir for a second. What in the world? What in the world was the referee doing last night? Are you blind? This woman was absolutely mauling. Listen to me carefully. She was mauling the man. She was mugging the man on the floor. And the referee did absolutely nothing. Now he can't do that to her, but she can do it to him. I don't think that was right. I don't think that was right at all. I found that to be whack. I found that to be absolutely whack. This woman was on the floor. She was mugging Darby Allen every which way but loose. She rips up the padding off the floor to make Moxley injure him more. There was one point in the match where Darby Allen got he got like shot putted or whatever you want to call it right out of the ring. The point of the steel steps in his back was bleeding, the back of him was bleeding, the front of him was bleeding, his mouth was bleeding. Darby Allen is like a human demolition. The man just takes all these hellacious and awe-inspiring bumps. And I was just like, when he was shot out like a cannon out of the ring, my reaction was just like, what was that? What was that? Darby Allen is he's not human. The man is not human. This man takes these hellacious bumps. And let me tell you all something. Yes, I get it. I get it. Wrestling is predetermined. Yes, I get it. 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 The storylines are predetermined, but the bumps that they take in the wrestling ring are real. Look what happened to Swerve Strickland in the cage match. Unprotected chair shot. The man has a concussion. And who knows when he's coming back. And another thing, too, is that happened last night, which was very shocking. MVP came on Dynamite. Yes, you heard what I just said. MVP came out on Dynamite last night to confront Prince Nana. And he says Prince Nana is not doing anything for Swerve Strickland. And he wants to talk to Swerve when he comes back. Could we be getting a Hurt Business 2.0 and kick Prince Nana out? And MVP is the ringleader. Could we see that? So that was a shock. That was a total shock to see MVP there last night. Could Bobby Lashley be not far behind? Because as you know, Bobby Lashley and MVP griped about being in WWE. So, but getting back to Darby Allin for a second. So Danielson gets back on the mic. He gets back on the mic and he talked about kicking Moxley's booty. I'm going to use the word booty. I'm going to be clean about it. He's going to kick his booty all over Tacoma. So again, like I said before, saying Moxley doesn't deserve this. And for heaven's sakes, would somebody please do me a favor? Would for heaven's sakes, would you please ban Marina Shafir from ringside? Please do me that favor. They're booking her like she's China. They're booking her like she's China. She has no business being out there. None. None. All right. So let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about this for a second. Um, Monday Night Raw. Before we go, Monday Night Raw. I absolutely loved Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw was absolutely fantastic. Raw was good. And it was good for what I gave the show a B. The show is a B. But what really put the icing on the good night cake for me was Jay Uso. I'm going to talk about this for a second. You know, on the hardcore sports day, Mitch again brilliantly. Again, I have to tip my hat to him. Mitch. Don't like too many compliments, but I have to give him his compliments. I have to give him his props. Um, he clipped the short of me with my reaction to Jay Uso winning the Intercontinental Championship, and I have to thank Mitch for that. Um, I couldn't believe it. After 13 long years, or 14, I believe, 14 long years. If I'm wrong, I apologize. After 14 years, Jay Uso became Mr. Intercontinental Champion on Raw. This was absolutely a total shock. It came out of left field. It came out of nowhere. And this man busted his behind for that many years. And he finally gets a singles title in the WWE. After being with his brother, Jimmy, as tag team champions for a very long time, as everyone knows, he left the bloodline, went to Raw, fought his way, scratched his way into the locker room. People were not happy to see him because of what the bloodline or what he was attached to. But Jay Uso overcame all of that and so much more, and he went to the championship pay window this past Monday night, and it was historic. In front of a sold out crowd in Ontario, California, we had a brand new intercontinental champion. Braun Breaker was the champion at the time. Champion he is no more. Braun Breaker sold the super kick of a lifetime from Jimmy Uso. That super kick to the face was absolutely textbook. And it was just one of those moments where you needed to have friends around that couch high-fiving each other because Jey Uso deserved it. He deserved that moment. Now, originally, I know you all didn't know this, but Jey Uso was supposed to win the Money in the Bank. From what I was reading, from what I heard from other people, but that opportunity went to McIntyre to solidify the feud made the feud even more between him and Punk, which I don't agree with that booking at all because I think Jey Uso deserved to be in the Money in the Bank. But that's in the past. That's in the past. This is the present. This is the future. Jey Uso, Jey Uso became your new Intercontinental Champion on Monday Night Raw. It was a moment that I will never, ever, ever forget. It was a moment that it will live in the lore of wrestling forever. And I can't believe it happened, but it did. September 23rd, 2024, Jey Uso became your new Intercontinental Champion. And it's a testament to anyone out there who, if you ever been put down or you ever been told that you can't win the big one or you can't grab that brass ring, take a look at Jey Uso. Take a look at Jey Uso and then look at yourself in the mirror and say, yes, you can. Because you can. You can. Yes, you can. For everything that's been put in front of you, for everything that is put in front of you called life, you have to be perseverance, you have to be steadfast, and you have to be positive. No matter what someone says, no matter what someone does, you could always overcome anything if you have positivity, if you have faith, and you have God on your side. You can do practically anything. You can achieve anything that you want to do. Jey Uso proved that on Monday night. He proved it. He went to the pay window. And my reaction, as I said before, I shot it from the rooftops. This was this was a night. This was a Monday Night Raw we will never forget. Now, a programming note before we go. I'm going to be back in cyberspace one more time for Friday Night SmackDown. Friday Night SmackDown will happen tomorrow night on the USA Network beginning at 8 p.m. I'll be on the air at 7:50 Eastern Daylight Standard Time, and we hope that you'll join me for Friday night SmackDown on the USA Network. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be great as we get closer and closer to SmackDown's Go Home show for Bad Blood. And like I said, we're going to have Bad Blood. We're going to have Bad Blood on next Saturday night, the 5th of October. We're going to have that telecast. We're going to be on the air at 5:50 Eastern Daylight Standard Time. It'll be me. It'll be Mitch. It'll be Denise and Sarah. We will all bring you Bad Blood 2024. You too, Grandizer. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow night. Yes, I'll see you tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown. Um, it will be a great night. It will be a fun night. And get an interview. No, that's okay, Grandizer. I'm not messing with Uncle Howdy. No. um, but like I said, Bad Blood will happen next Saturday night. We will have the telecast at 5:50 Eastern Time. Like I said, tomorrow night is Friday Night SmackDown. Then I'm going to be back with you on Raw on Monday night as we say goodbye to Monday Night Raw's 3 hour telecast era. It's the final Monday Night Raw 3 hour telecast as we go back to 2 hours beginning on Monday, the 7th of October. It's going to be great. It's going to be a fun night. It's going to be a fun evening. And don't forget, as I said before, I'm going to be doing the NXT watch along. NXT will happen on Tuesday night, October the 1st. Tuesday night, October the 1st, as we debut on the CW11 on the CW network on Tuesday night, October the 1st. So that's all happening. That is all coming your way from our good friends at the Hardcore Sports. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the wrestling experience. I want to thank you all so much for watching tonight's telecast. Like I said before, if you all didn't hear the announcement, SummerSlam is coming next August 2, August 3rd. 2025, MetLife Stadium. Tickets going to be available very soon, and ticket information will be heading your way very soon in the near future. And they're going to let you know exactly when you can get those seats. Pre-sale seats will go on sale as well. They're going to let you know when you can get those. Like I said, best bet for you for SummerSlam, get those combo seats. Get the combination. You don't have to worry about finding a new location to sit down. You get the same seat, same location, same everything, and you just go to SummerSlam and enjoy the 2 nights of history in the making from the WWE. So that's gonna do it. That is gonna do it for me here on the Hardcore Sports. I want to thank you all. I want to thank you all so much. I want to thank you all so much for your time and energy. And again, I want to say that I'll be back in cyberspace I'll be back in cyberspace one more time tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown, which will come to you, which will come to you, yes, which will come to you on the USA Network. So until then, folks, everyone, please have a great rest of your Thursday. Enjoy the evening. Enjoy your time with your family. Enjoy the football game going on right now. I believe the Giants are taking on the Cowboys at this point. And yeah, so enjoy that. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. And like I said, I'll be back at cyberspace one more time for Friday Night SmackDown here on the Hardcore Sports. I'm Earl Cole. Good night, everyone, and have a great Thursday.